my Uruk. Normally, I might fear them, but with the power of the shadow, I can control them. And I'll show you how that's going to be done through this demo. And they've given me the sword, just in case. So today, welcome, bienvenidos, buenos dias. I'm here to show you Shadow of Mordor. I think you got a little bit of the setup already, but this game takes place in Mordor. Mordor has been a place of peace for 2,000 years since Sauron's defeat, until the events of this game, when Sauron returns, overrunning the Black Gate, where the men of Gondor are stationed, killing the rangers stationed there, guarding against his return, killing Talion, the captain of the guard, but not quite. When Sauron and his Black Hand take Talion and kill him and kill his family, at that moment of his death, Talion is inhabited by the spirit of a wraith, an intelligent spirit that has its own purpose and keeps Talion alive and gives him the power of the shadow. And what Talion does with this power of the shadow is he sets off to take his revenge on the Black Hand, on Sauron, on those who killed his family and all that were close to him. But along the way, our purpose turns as we realize that Sauron is building his dark forces. So I'll come back to that in a second. I'm going to let Galadriel set the scene for us, and then I'll be back with you. And I believe I'm taking questions now, is that right?
Bueno. Ahora vamos a empezar con la sesión de preguntas y respuestas. Aquí vamos a tener apoyo de la traductora por si necesitan preguntar en español, se sientan con la confianza.
Okay. Hi.
Arturo from Restart and NPM.
Nice to meet you.
How hard is it to create a game that makes sense into the canon of such a famous story, such a Dalish story?
Well, it's a double challenge, right? On one hand, there's so much material that Tolkien created that we can explore to create these stories. In fact, like the story of the Wraith is one right from the lore. And so as you learn more and more about who this person is that inhabits Talion, you'll realize we're just taking ideas that Tolkien himself created and creating a story around them and just exploring that further. We know that Sauron retreated to Mordor to gather his forces to create the events that led to Lord of the Rings. So in a way, in a sense, the story's there for us to pick and choose what will make the best game. So it's great in that sense. And then it's a great responsibility on the other hand, because it's do you want me to pause? Okay. It's a great responsibility on the other hand, because it is, there's so many fans of the lore, and it is so important to us as developers to make sure that we are faithful to the world that Tolkien created. And so, great on one hand, a big challenge on the other hand, but one that's a lot of fun to take on.
So, in the chronology of...
Okay, sure. Sure, so the question...
La pregunta fue...
Okay, so the question was, what was the what challenge is it in making a game set in Lord of the Rings?
Hacer un juego que tenga que ver con el Señor de los Anillos.
And the answer was, to summarize it, on one hand, Lord of the Rings gives us amazing material to choose from.
Por un lado tenemos muchísimo material que podemos seleccionar del Señor de los Anillos.
For example, we know that Sauron raised his forces in Mordor.
Sabemos que Sauron es el que junta al ejército.
And that's the time and period
Y
that
es
we're
el mismo
exploring.
momento y periodo que estamos experimentando en el juego.
And the mystery of who this wraith is that inhabits
Y el
you
misterio de este rabia que hay, que tiene esta persona,
is one that we've taken from the lore.
es la que nosotros tomamos de la
And
historia.
we'll reveal a little bit about that
Y
later
vamos a
on.
revelar un poquito más de esto, pero después.
On the other hand, it's a great responsibility
Por otro lado, es una gran responsabilidad
because it is such revered fictions. The lore is so important to so many people.
porque la historia del Señor de los Anillos es tan importante para tantas personas que tenemos que tener mucho cuidado en cómo se van revelando los hechos en el juego.
That we know we'll have a lot of angry people if we mess it up.
Y seguramente enojaríamos a muchas personas si no lo hiciéramos bien.
So we take it as a point of pride that this is a game that we're very proud of, and it's a great challenge for us.
Nos sentimos muy orgullosos de lo que hicimos y sabemos que ha sido un gran reto.
Hi, I'm Roy from Players Link. In the chronology of the Lord of the Rings, this game happens in the first three movies, right? But do we have any stances in the game that the movies and the game
Where do they cross over?
interact?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sabemos que la película está en tres partes. Hay un punto en donde en el juego se pueda notar la parte en donde se interactúan estas tres historias.
So the events of this game actually take place between the end of The Hobbit and the beginning of The Lord of the Rings.
El tiempo en el que situamos el juego está entre el final del Hobbit y la primera parte de El Señor de los Anillos.
And there's the crossover. The one crossover I will reveal to you is that Gollum is one character that is seen in all of the fiction, and he will make an appearance in our game.
Y algo que les voy a revelar, que es el punto donde podríamos decir que se cruzan las historias, se entrecruzan, es que aparece Gollum en una parte del juego.
And it's interesting because Gollum, he knows so much about this power of the shadow.
Y es muy interesante porque Gollum realmente conoce mucho de este poder.
That he helps reveal some of the story, some of the mystery of who this wraith is.
Y ayuda a revelar parte del misterio.
I can also mention at this point that our mission writer, our main writer, is Christian Cantamessa.
Christian Cantamessa fue el escritor principal.
And he was the main mission writer and designer for Red Dead Redemption.
Y él también fue el que escribió y escribió las misiones también de el otro juego Redemption.
Hi, Alonso Zamora from Level Up. In the demo we saw a map, but of course I think there's going to be more areas or something, so I wanted to ask how big do you think the map is going to be? I mean, it's like, since it's an open world game,
yeah.
You know that map size is important. So.
Right. Yeah, we've...
En el demo pudimos observar que hay un mapa. La pregunta es qué tan grande va a ser este mapa, siendo que es un juego que se va a hacer.
So we've revealed one area here today. We haven't revealed the rest of the areas in Mordor that we'll be exploring. Rest assured that with day and night cycles and with the gathering of Sauron's forces, we're going to be exploring a huge open world, and we're going to be seeing that world transform through the day and night cycles. We're going to see different beasts depending on what time of day it is. And we're going to have different challenges created throughout the open world as it evolves. And so not only is the world big, but it's always changing.
El mapa va a ser muy grande, va a estar constantemente evolucionando, cambiando conforme vayan pasando las misiones, va a haber día y noche, y conforme esto se vaya haciendo más grande va a ser un mundo muy grande que explorar. El mapa va a ser enorme.
¿Alguna pregunta? ¿Nadie? ¿Ninguna otra pregunta?
¿Con cuánto se inunda el mercado mexicano con este ¿Con cuántas piezas inunda el mercado mexicano?
How many pieces? As many as you'll take.
Estamos todavía un poco alejados del lanzamiento. También depende mucho cómo va a evolucionar, que es la base instalada de PlayStation 4 y de Xbox One, para darles más detalle de esa información. Probablemente en la presentación oficial de lanzamiento ya les podamos dar detalle de ese tipo.
I'll sign you up for 2 million and we'll go up from there.
Una vez vamos anotando 2 millones, ¿qué le parece?
Por acá. Acerca del juego en línea, el multiplayer, ¿qué opciones tendrá? Y algunas posibilidades de DLCs, yo sé que más adelante, pero si ya hay algunos contemplados.
Yes, so there will be an online component. I'm not sure, are we talking about that yet?
Ya podemos hablar de esto, no estoy seguro, pero sí va a haber un componente en línea.
Yeah. Okay. So the Nemesis system is always evolving, as we've talked about, and my enemies are personal to my game.
Okay, el sistema de los Nemesis van a estar siempre evolucionando y las bestias y los enemigos siempre van a estar siendo distintos.
And one thing that can happen in our game is that if I'm killed by just an Uruk, not even a captain, he'll get a promotion.
Y algo que sucede en el juego es que si alguien mata a mi personaje, uno de los personajes que no necesita ser un capitán, por ejemplo, puede subir de categoría.
And he'll become a captain.
Y se puede convertir en un capitán, por ejemplo.
And then I can place a revenge mission on him and go hunt him down.
Y luego puedo hacer una revancha, por ejemplo, una venganza, y puedo ir detrás de él o cazarlo.
And say I hunt him down and he kills me again.
Y si de pronto voy detrás de él y me vuelve a matar,
truly becoming my nemesis.
Entonces sí se convierte en mi enemigo y en mi némesis.
I could send that enemy to my friend.
Y le puedo enviar ese enemigo a mi amigo.
And in that enemy, my own personal enemy will then make an appearance in my friend's game.
Y entonces este enemigo que yo tengo puede aparecer en el juego de mi amigo.
And if he hunts down and kills the enemy that I could not, we'll both get a reward.
Y si entonces mi amigo puede matar a este enemigo, ambos vamos a recibir una recompensa.
So that's our online connection.
Esa es la conexión que vamos a tener en línea.
I think we have a question over here.
Hi, my name is Diana and I'm from Tierra Gamer. Speaking about the Nemesis system you were talking about, what do you think about having created this unique system and knowing that just a part of the consumers are going to be able to play with it because they don't have a next-gen console?
Ok, hablando del sistema de Nemesis que acabas de mostrarnos, ¿qué piensas respecto al hecho de que no todos los jugadores van a poder jugar esta parte del juego ya que no tienen una consola?
Yeah, what we have what we've been showing you today is on PS4, is on next-gen systems.
Lo que les revelamos hoy va a estar en PS4.
But we will have the game available on all systems.
Pero va a estar disponible en todos los sistemas.
So everyone will be able
Entonces
to enjoy
todo el
it.
mundo va a poder disfrutarlo.
So this system is going to be able to for players with PS3 and 360.
Yeah, there'll be some differences. I'm sorry.
Van a haber jugadores que van a poder jugar esto en otros sistemas como PS3, etcétera.
Yeah, there'll be some differences, but the core of the Nemesis system remains the same.
Sí van a haber algunas diferencias, sin embargo, el punto central del juego del sistema va a ser igual.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Hi, is there like a limit or something for the number of captains or warships there can be?
¿Hay algún un límite de número de capitanes y de jefes de guerra que puedan haber?
There's no limit.
No hay.
Because there's so many, the Uruk are being created all the time, And if one captain dies, another will rise to the ranks to take his place.
No hay, porque constantemente está cambiando y si matan a un capitán, entonces alguien puede subir a ocupar ese lugar.
Hi, Cesar. Just a question about our immortal character. Is there any kind of punishment besides dying and just restarting some mission? Because I heard it's immortal, so I don't know if there's some kind of
Ya que el
punishment.
personaje es inmortal, ¿hay algún otro tipo de castigo además de solamente morir?
In fact, we looked at death as a great challenge.
Vemos a la muerte como un reto.
Because as someone who has this power of the shadow, death is an opportunity.
Alguien que tiene este poder, la muerte lo ve como una oportunidad o es una oportunidad.
Like I said before, getting killed by someone perhaps creates a revenge mission.
A lo mejor alguien que te mate y que después puedas hacer una misión de venganza.
It causes someone to get a promotion in the ranks of Sauron's army.
Entonces hace que alguien tenga una promoción o que se eleve de rango en el ejército.
So it changes the landscape of the game that you're playing, and in that way we feel that death is an opportunity.
Entonces va a cambiar todo el panorama del juego y por eso es que nosotros vemos a la muerte como una nueva oportunidad.
Peter, can you clarify what you mean by immortal? I think that's
Could I clarify what I mean by immortal?
¿Puedes aclarar a qué te refieres con inmortal?
So immortal just means that you can't be killed.
Inmortal es que no te pueden matar.
And to go a little more into detail, this wraith keeps Talion alive.
Para irnos más a fondo, este coraje, esta furia que él siente es lo que hace que lo mantenga vivo.
So you live in the shadow world.
Entonces por eso vives en el mundo de la oscuridad, de la sombra.
Or with one foot very much in the shadow world.
Con un pie, digamos.
And as you've seen in the films and in the books, the shadow world is a world where death matters very little.
Y como lo han visto ya en las películas, el tema de la muerte no es tan importante.
Does that clarify, Dave?
¿Con esto te aclaro, Dave?
Any other questions?
¿Alguien más? ¿Preguntas?
¿Alguien más? Bueno, pues sin más, les agradecemos otra vez muchísimo haber venido.